welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today we're just going to be changing the switch here. As you can see, that switch is white. The backsplash is actually more like a tan type color, so we have a replacement switch that we're going to be changing. Now before you buy a switch, make sure you get the correct one. There's what they call the single pole switch, and then you have the one that's actually called a three-way, where it can be controlled from two different locations. This switch here only is controlling one light, the light up on top here. Now, you can see the light is off. I already turned the circuit breaker off already, so I know that the light has no power going to it, so we're not going to get electrocuted. So make sure your power is off. Now, as far as tools, what you're going to need, this is very basic what you're going to need. You're going to need a couple of screwdrivers, a Phillips head and a flathead. You may need a pair of pliers and the test light just in case you're not sure if the power is off or not. Now, if this is only one example of a test light. There's all different kinds that you have out there. This I like because I can put it in my pocket and I don't wind up searching around for it. All right, first thing we're going to do now is we're going to take out this cover, take out the screws here. Take that cover off. That's what we're going to run into a problem, because now they made the boxes on the houses today, they're made of plastic. You see these boxes are made of plastic? When you run a screw in there like this, you damage the threads for this to go into. So hopefully we're going to be in good condition, but we're going to find out right now. Okay, well, these screws, as I told you, these are the wrong ones. This is the one that belongs in there, but these are actually too short. So that you can get a replacement screw that's a little bit longer and it's the right one that's made for the job. So instead of putting the drywall screws back in, we're going to use the right ones for it. All right, so now that we have our switch out, we're just going to turn it sideways like this. And as you can see on this one, there's actually wiring going. There's 3 different wires connected on here. So we're just going to actually duplicate the way the wires are right now. We're going to take it off of here, connect it on there. This one here, we're going to put back in there, and the same thing here. So, all right, and the way you get these out, you can see that this one is pushed into here. This one goes around the screw, and this one doesn't. What you do is take a very small screwdriver and you put it into that opening right there, and you push it, and it releases and takes it out, just like that. All right? Now, if you're not going to remember where the wires go, it's probably a good idea to actually take this now and stick it right back in there so you don't have a problem, and put it in the wrong place. All right, and we'll do the same thing over here. We're going to take that one out. We put this in here, just push it down, and it releases the next wire. We take it and put it right back in, like this. So it goes back in where it came out. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this wire here. We're going to put this wire around this screw. Now you want to always have the opening of the wire. See how the wire is facing this way? When you tighten it, you want to have this part of the wire tightening up versus opening up. So we're going to put it on here like this, pull it around, and just squeeze these together just a little bit, just like that. And now we're going to tighten up that screw right here. And we're going to pull this so it actually goes right straight through here, like that. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate it this way. Same thing over here. And we're going to take our ground wire right here off. Unscrew the ground wire. And then we're just going to reattach our ground wire right up on here. And that's it. Everything is put back together exactly as it came off, and it's back on the same way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out this screw here, because we know it's not long enough. We're going to put the longer screw through here. I don't know if I mentioned it, but that screw is actually 632. Now, the reason we need the longer screws on there is because this was actually added later on, which brought this out just a little bit further. I'm going to push this back in here. Now these screws, you don't want to over tighten them. If you over tighten them, it's going to actually pull the switch down, and it's going to bend this piece right here. So you want to just screw them in until it comes in contact with the wall, and then you would stop. Okay? Like I said, if you tighten these down and tighten them further, it's actually going to pull the switch and bend it inside there. And now we can put our cover back over the top like that. And we can put our screws back in here. And that's it, the switch is done. Now if we did our job right, we're going to turn the circuit breaker on, and it'll work. So let me do that. There we go. Alright, so that's it, we're all set. Now one thing I will point out, which I am going to change, which somebody is probably going to say something about, you see those screws are white? That would drive me nuts. So I'm going to actually change those. I'm going to actually have these screws match the same color as this right here. Alright, that's it, we're all done. Alright, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.